Oh, no, no, no. That wasn't. I'm trying to remember what they used to say, that guy that was on What's Happening. Do you remember that old sitcom with Rerun? His name was Rerun. He'd be like, no, he'd be all, hey, hey, hey. And he'd be like doing all the breakdancing before breakdancing became big. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on? So, yeah, we're going to just hang out for a few minutes. I'm going to only be on YouTube for a few minutes because I'm going to be doing a broadcast on Rumble a little bit later, going into a little bit more detail about, probably a lot more detail about the news and what's happening with Biden. And I do believe that I got this real strong impression yesterday that Biden was going bye-bye. Biden was going bye-bye. And yeah, that we're going into chaos still. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, Trump's coming back and everybody's happy. The stock market's soaring and all the enemies of the world are going to sing kumbaya and they just can't wait till he gets back. And no, that's not going to happen. Sorry to have to disappoint you, but it's going to probably spiral into much more chaos than you saw in the first round. It's not going to be pretty. Not just here at home, but I think even abroad. I really don't think that the Russians or the Chinese really wanted this because they have a lot better chances of getting what they want with a weak president or a country that's in chaos. If they can just tip the scale a little bit and push us over the edge before Trump gets in, maybe they can still continue to do what they want to do. Whether it's in the Middle East or China, South China Sea, or, Ukraine or North Korea, South Korea, they're supposedly trying to unify that whole area down there. But there's some major news breaking right now. I think that is on his way out here. I wouldn't doubt that they're going to use this COVID to take him down. Maybe he'll bow out willingly, or maybe there'll be something else that happens unfortunate, where he doesn't, that COVID is not good for old people, COVID is not a good thing to have when you're old. There's a good chance that you could, not make it. Now, if he willingly steps down, then maybe they'll allow him to kind of pass the torch. But maybe if he's going to be stubborn, there might be something else that happens. Now I know that he had that hoarse voice when he was talking to Trump. But hey, I thought the vaccine worked. I'm on YouTube, right? I know they say that you can still catch it even though you're taking it. So, we don't know. So maybe he didn't get enough boosters, maybe he needed a few more boosters. Maybe he wasn't up on his vaccine schedule. I don't know. Why did he get sick? Why does he got COVID? But anywho's, so I think that Biden is on his way out. I got to be careful because I'm on YouTube. There's a lot of things I would say here, but I'm not going to say. So let's see who's all in the house right now. I've got my 5 channels going right now. One second here. Let me make sure. I have to turn off my ad blocker, otherwise I can't see anything. YouTube does not allow you to look at the chat or to look at the YouTube if you don't allow ads. So you got to. Before I was using ad blocker. Up until recently, you could still use ad blocker and not have to worry about any ads. You didn't even have to pay for premium. But I guess they're trying to fix that problem. Too many people are doing what I'm doing. But anyways, so I'm over here on YouTube here, on End Time Survival channel, Blazing Press channel. There's a couple other channels, about 3 other ones. And I just wanted to alert you guys that I will be live a little bit later, not right at the moment, probably about another hour and a half, 2 hours. I'll be on Rumble talking about this. But I do believe that this ship is passing through here. Now, there's a lot going on with the Middle East as well. I think we're on the brink of seeing chaos. I think A lot of people are like, well, it's all good. Everybody's singing Kumbaya. Everybody's happy. Trump's coming back. He dodged a bullet. God's with him. God protected him. And, this is all part of the plan. I told you guys this was going to happen. Like, there's nothing that has caught me by surprise at all. I got a couple of people emailing me or messaging me saying, you got it, now you don't know what to say, do you? I'm like, no, what do you mean? I'm saying everything that I've always said. Everything that I've always said is happening. And, I have no political axe to grind on either side. I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a Republican. Vance, on the other hand, is a deep stater. His name actually means swamp when you actually look it up. Vance, what's his name? Vance something, whatever, the vice president pick. He is on record. I don't even know how many times he said that he didn't like Trump. He disliked Trump, didn't want it. He was just a really anti-Trumper. Why is it that Trump always picks people to surround him that don't really have his best interest in mind? Why does he do that? I don't know. Plausible deniability. You can always claim that, it was the other guy that did it. I don't know. All I'm going to tell you guys is we're in for a very crazy ride. And it's upon us now. I think that here's my predictions. Now, I think that Trump is going to be looked to, or there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be putting their hope and their faith and their trust in him to stabilize not just America, but the world. America has been the stabilizing factor for many countries with its petrodollar and its policies that, regulate the global economy. Now, if this global economy goes into a free fall, which is actually what's happening right now, is it is in free fall. And we start to see outbreak of global war, regional wars here, regional war there, regional war here. Then we start to see America's decline in its security. That's kind of what we've been seeing. This is Trump's "see, I told you so" gotcha moment. Now, remember, everybody was saying it back in 2020 when he didn't come, when the whole Cube movement was talking about it. Well, this has to happen. Otherwise, he'll be a dictator if he tries to push his will and expose the corruption. He can't do it right now. He has to wait until things get really bad to be able to come back. And that's the way the plan is, 4D chess. Remember? 4D chess. Now, I'm just telling you guys what's been said in pro-Trump. This is not someone that's criticizing Trump. This is the pro-Trump people. This is what they say. And Trump himself, I told you, I wouldn't have happened if I was there. You know how many times he says that? It just wouldn't have happened. There would be no war. It's true. It's true. But was that part of the plan? That was part of the plan, because that's what Q said in the very beginning. And that's a military psyop, right? And so it has to be this way. He has to allow things to go to the point of no return, and then all of a sudden resurrect and come back to save the day at the last second. And the whole world will come wondering, wow, Trump, it was good under Trump. Remember, I told you guys this was going to be the scenario. They're all going to start turning. Even the people on the left are going to turn, I said. Remember, I said this back in 2020. The people on the left are going to come back around. They're going to see this change. They're going to be like hoping for change, because their lives are miserable as well. You got the labor now, and you got, what do they call it? The labor unions and people like that normally were Democrat now are coming on board with Trump. Everybody's coming back on Trump, and it's a glorious thing. There's just hope in the streets. They're singing Kumbaya now because the stock market's going rocketing up because of the expectations of Trump to come back and to save the day. But is that what's really going to happen? No, things are going to go into chaos still. Don't worry. Still going to come. We're almost there. I hope you're all ready. The supply chain is going to stop again. Now, this might happen for a period of time. The scenario that I'm kind of looking at is that It could, no, I think that Trump's going to try to stabilize things very quickly, but there is going to be a sense that there is strong leadership, because it will be strong leadership like you've never seen before. And people will say, well, that's what needs to happen because things have gotten so out of control. We need an iron-fisted kind of dictator, right? He said he would be dictator at one point. He had to backtrack that because the left went apoplectic. Apoplectic. I don't know how you say that. They just lost it because he said that he would be dictator day one. But then he qualified it. He said, oh, no, I would just do it for one day. Just one day. And it's dark manga and everybody's freaking out. My God, there's going to be retribution. We're going to have to pay a price because we wanted to take. And, the left has been like that. That's the way the left is. They wanted to, put the dagger in them. This is what their plan had been. It failed, but who can make war against, divine providence, right? Who can make war against divine providence, as you would say? Is it really divine providence? Or is it the God of this world's providence? But ultimately, the one that oversees the whole of prophecy of the end times is God himself, right? He allows everything to happen the way he chooses. And he also sends a delusion. The Lord himself sends a delusion that the people would believe a lie. And he would give them over to believe a lie. Why would God do that? Why would God do that? Because people's hearts aren't right toward him. He was long-suffering and patient and was willing that none should perish, but people don't believe, don't trust him. And so God gives them over to a delusion. Biden has not stepped down yet. No, he has not stepped down yet, but he's talking about stepping down, and I believe he will step down. If not, something else happens because he's got COVID. He's now isolating. Chuck Schumer's calling for him to do the right thing and to vacate the president, the seat of the president, to vacate the seat and the run, I should say. Now, it may be that they want him to step down too. It may be that they really do want him to step down, and that would mean that Kamala Harris would be in there for a little bit. Now, that's exactly what Roger Stone predicted at least a year ago. He said Kamala Harris would be president for a short time, and then they would bring in the big guns at the last minute at the convention, which would be Michelle Obama, possibly even Hillary Clinton ticket. A Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton ticket. What do you think about that for the Democrats? And then, Trump would be up against a little bit more formidable adversary at that point, because now you got the Obamas and the Clintons working together. And that's exactly what Roger Stone predicted would happen. Now, Dana Coverstone, I think, was it Dana Coverstone? Did he say that? I'm trying to think of who said that. Well, I know we've been talking about that's what we believe is going to happen, that Kamala Harris is going to be the president toward the end, before the election. And that's kind of what Dana Coverstone's dream indicated as well a couple years back, is that Kamala Harris would be in the driver's seat, right? She's the one that's got the reins. She's the one that's whipping the donkeys. And Joe Biden is out there on the donkeys. She's whipping Joe at the same time as she's hitting the donkeys. That means that she's kind of controlling the Democrat Party for a short time. And I believe that's what she's doing right now, is she's got the control because she's not been... everybody's wondering, why didn't anybody tell us how bad Joe Biden was? Why do we not know this? Why has not the media... Well, the only people that are really close to Joe are the vice president and his family. Maybe there was a narrative there to kind of keep things under wraps and not to let people know how serious of a situation was unfolding with his decline. Now, I don't know. He didn't seem all that bad when he's talked a few of the last times. Now, obviously, he is in decline. Everybody knows that. But he didn't sound as bad as he did during the debate. The debate was terrible. Now, is Joe going to go? I think he is. I think he's going to go very soon. I think it might be the COVID that they're going to use as an excuse for him to step down. Now, is it going to be just because he can't fulfill his duties, or is it because there's something worse? I don't know. He is old, but we'll see. Dana Coverstone's dream kind of indicated something else. If you want to go check that out, I won't say that that's what I believe in the natural is going to happen, but maybe spiritually, maybe politically, you could use that as a metaphor. If you know the dream I'm talking about. Now, some of these other prophetic dreamers out there, like that's gotten in the news now, mainstream's picked up on. There's been also indications that there might be a second shooter. I've looked at some videos that show the trajectory and the ballistics. It doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. You're looking at the bullets coming through. There was some video of a bullet that hit a guy, and then it hit the pole, and then it also hit a what was it? A hydraulic line that busted a hydraulic line. So the bullet was, you could see the trajectory, and if you line it up, there's a different trajectory than the bullet that came from the building, supposedly. So they're saying now that there was two shooters. Very interesting questions being posed right now. Also, the head of the CIA, or I'm sorry, the head of the Secret Service, I guess it's a woman, I forgot her name. She said that there were gaps and failures, I think she said. Failures and gaps. So they're admitting to some problems. Were those done intentionally? I mean, what was really going on there? Some people say it's an elaborate hoax. Some people are saying it's an elaborate, not to say that people weren't actually shot and killed, because there were people that were shot and killed, but that it was possibly something that was done. And I've told people there's no way you can shoot somebody and just shoot, like a sharpshooter just to try to shoot the ear. There's no way that's going to happen. But someone could act out, even in the real event that there is bullets flying, could act out at the moment that the bullets are sounding, where they could actually, look like they were somehow grazed or something. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's what happened, but people are speculating that's what could have happened. like a false flag, like for instance, when they say that 9/11 was a false flag, well, it really happened. A lot of people really did die, but it was a false flag. It was done on purpose for a particular political and a kind of a chipping away at some very important institutions that we have always, or laws that we've safeguarded. A lot of our freedoms disappeared after 9/11, right off the books. So that's what false flags do, is they change the narrative, they change the environment, they change the way people think, they change the way people do things. And, now things have changed. Did you notice that right after the event with Trump, did you notice what happened? Trump all of a sudden was basically almost exonerated in the courts. Morning Joe, the critics all kind of folded. Morning Joe is off the air now because they don't want to have any possibility of anybody saying anything negative against Trump. I don't know if they're fearful. Maybe they're looking at retaliation. Maybe they're just trying to put out a message. I don't know. Jack Black did the same thing. Shut down his whole tour because of a statement that was made directed at Trump. Boom, that was off. Now, it's almost like a reverse backlash on the right, just like that one guy claimed was going to happen, is they were going to go after everybody on the left. Just like the left went after the right, now the right is going to go after the left. Do you think that's going to help? Do you think that's going to make anything better? Do you think that's going to, how do you think that's going to fare? Or will it precipitate civil unrest and possibly civil war? When you got the right doing that in retribution, or what they call dark MAGA, they call it the dark MAGA, and they go after enemies, political enemies, And I know that there's a justice system. I do believe in justice. I do believe that there should be justice. I'm not saying there shouldn't. I'm just saying that in this climate where you've got a lot of gray lines, this is why there's that reconciliation between nations when they have like for instance with Germany after the war there was that reconciliation program where they tried to reconcile with enemies, political, without having to prosecute, without having to put them all in jail, because you just can't do that. There's no way you can put everybody in jail. Like there's too many people that might be on the left or on the right. You'd literally have civil war. You have to bring some kind of unity back to the political conversation that the country has. Now, obviously, if you got leaders that were facilitating these crimes, then maybe they should be held accountable, right? But when you come all the way down to the foot soldiers, it's not feasible. Otherwise, you just have a dictatorship and something worse, much worse than communism or the fascism that you say you're fighting against. You become what you hate. Have you ever heard that saying? You become what you hate, and the thing that you hate, you become. So there can't be that hatred, because they say when you're dispassionate and you don't have that connection of an emotion, like whether it's love or hate, you're bound to the object of that affection, whatever affection that you have that's strong. As they say, love, hate. Have you ever heard that saying, love, hate? You have a love-hate relationship. Have you ever heard that? When you have a love-hate relationship, that means you're connected to that person in an unhealthy kind of way. It's what they call a dysfunctional relationship, right? Well, it's the same. It's the same thing. You're basically connected, whether right or left. You're connected to that same connection of hate, love, hate. And that hatred is contagious. And so those who want to take vengeance on political enemies, and that's not just the justice that deserved by those who plan and facilitate this mindset, but also for those who are the recipients of that mindset, or who you might call copycats, or the ones that just kind of live out what they've been watching, what they've been programmed to think. And that there's a lot of people in society that are like that. You had too much information, iPet goat. You talking about are you talking about Kamala? It won't let you type that word? Really? That's weird. So what's going on? I'm looking at End Time Survival chat room right now. So yeah, get the word out. Let everybody know I'm going to be chatting with everybody on Rumble tonight in a couple hours. Tags it. That's it. You're not a Democrat. You're not a Republican. You're a tags it. Tags it. Let me look at some of the other streams here. No, I'm not. I'm not saying this is it. I'm just saying that we're on the brink of seeing some big changes. I think that things are going to continually get, it's like birth pains. They're going to get more and more intense. The intensity level is increasing. Whatever is happening is going to continue, and we're going to have to acclimate as things continue to pressurize. I'm not saying this is it. I don't want everybody to think, oh my God, this is the end. No, I'm not trying to, fearmonger anybody into thinking this is it. But I do think that we're about to see escalations like we haven't seen before, whether it's wars. that are breaking out? Because I know that Israel is right now, they said today that they're on the eve of invading Lebanon. As soon as you see that go down, that's a big marker right there. That's a big marker. Big time repercussions when that happens. I hope you're all ready for that. And then what was the other thing? Well, they just hit a tanker, an Israeli oil tanker. Did you see that? Blew that up. And I told you they were going to go after oil tankers. Told you they were going to be going after oil tankers. And when they start stopping the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz or through the Gulf of Aden or the Red Sea area there, once that stops, it's already been limited but hugely. It's costing countries and shipping astronomical prices now because they have to avoid the whole area. You're going to see that effect on the pricing of everything. You know, the global inflation is going to continue to skyrocket. Not to mention the potential of we're seeing a collapse of the global economy as America's dollar is affected. But America still has lots of bombs. It doesn't matter, you know, like it's kind of like that saying, you know, and I've told you guys about how I've known people that have talked like this, where they say, well, when everything hits the fan, it doesn't matter. I don't need to prep. I have my 45 and I'll just go take what I want. Well, America's got nukes. When everything hits the fan, we just bully our way through. We just go and take whatever we want, right? I guess. We're exceptional. We're the police of the world. We have more nukes than most people. I don't know. I think that I think Russia has a lot of nukes now. And, you know, Russia's been manufacturing around the clock. They have not stopped. And I know China's definitely making a lot of things as well. And I would say also some of these other countries like Iran and who knows who else, they're preparing for this. They've been preparing for this for quite some time. This isn't something that's just all of a sudden popped up out of nowhere. They've known about it. We've known about it. A lot of people have known about what was coming. And we're getting closer now. We're probably at very close to the door opening. What makes you think that Rumble is safer? Haven't you heard the phrase honeypot? Yeah, Dave, I have. There's nowhere that's safe. Believe me. There's nowhere that's going to be safe unless you're in the arms of the Lord himself, unless God protects you. With all the technologies now, there's nowhere you can hide. Everything is under some kind of AI, digital surveillance. Everything is being listened to in some way. There's nowhere you're going to hide, my friend. I just like Rumble because there's not as much censorship in terms of what you play. If you want to play certain bumpers, you're not going to have strikes the way you do on YouTube. They do have a new system coming in terms of what I was asking for is now coming. So thank God on that. They've answered some of my questions and not my questions, but my requests. And I guess they're getting with the competition of YouTube. They're having all the things put in place so they can compete. There needs to be competition. YouTube has just been too much of a monopoly, and they could do whatever they want. And they treat people like, they can ban you and not even tell you why they ban you. They don't have to tell you why and it happens. I've been banned on a couple different occasions or strikes, and they don't even tell you why. They don't even tell you why. They say, figure it out. We're not sure what it is, but you got to be able to figure it out. Make sure you get it right. Okay. All right. Whatever. If you study the new satellites that they're launching and what they can do, everything is under surveillance. Yeah, everything. You can walk out your door, and I even think this technology is there now. They surveil through satellite with high resolution video very high resolution, down to very small. And they could actually probably read your license plate. And they monitor huge areas with these satellites, and they record everything, and it's all in databases. So let's just say there's a crime they find out about, and police want to go back in the record, and they know it was in a certain area, a certain location. They'll just rewind the tape, zoom right into that area, and they'll watch those areas from satellite, what happened at that time. Yeah, that's the kind of technology they got. And also, with the police cruisers now, police cruisers have this technology on them. Yeah, you got to just ban that guy. So police cruisers. Sorry about that. I was looking at something that somebody posted. And so a lot of these bigger cities now, and I even think some of the smaller town cities are getting it too. The surveillance of police cruisers that have they have video cameras all the way around, 360 degrees, and it's continually rolling in real time. It's feeding information into their computer system, and it's basically able to read every license plate, even if you're going, let's say like 50 miles an hour, going down this road, and there's an intersection, and you got cars that are parked on the other side of the intersection waiting at a red light, and the cop is going through in a green light. Well, his video is picking up their license plates as he drives by, and let's just say that video or that license plate number comes up through the AI and the computing. That's very very quick. This guy didn't pay his insurance, or this guy has a suspended license, or this car is stolen. Well, it'll alert the police, and it'll tell them, bam, 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 some alarm will come up or whatever. It flashes on their computer screen, shows them where they were at. He does a U-turn, comes back and gets them. He didn't even have to. He doesn't have to look for them. They don't even have to. They don't have to scan and type in, license plate numbers anymore. The computer just does it. The computer does all that. And I believe that's probably the Restream says, "Congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with Restream chat." Wow, amazing. Am I somebody now? I use Restream. Restream is how you stream to different platforms all at once. So that's kind of what I'm doing. But I'll be on live tonight on Rumble, and we'll talk more. If there's anybody else that has anything they want to say, just put it in the chat room here. Jeff, I see you there. I don't see what you're saying there, but I see that you're there. It shows you that you posted something. You're probably posting a... Jeff, I can see you. I can see you. I can see you. If you want to send me a message on Telegram. Now, Telegram, I got to just tell you, the way you send messages on Telegram is you can send them directly at Blazing Press. At Blazing Press, that's a direct message to Carla. She does a lot of the posting on Telegram. I post a little bit here and there, but Carla does most of the posting, as she does also on the app. So if you just need to get in touch with me, just make sure that you send a message to either at Blazing Press on Telegram or on the app to Beloved One. She'll take care of it. She always sends me the information that I need, because I've got a million other things that I got to do every day. And she takes care of a lot of that. You sent a message to me, Jeff? You did? Or you have already? You have already, or you're going to? No, this is not on Rumble, David. I'm on Restream, which is basically... I'm not on Rumble right now, no. I'm going to be on Rumble later tonight. Probably in a couple hours. I got some things I got to do. Please have her check it. This will blow your mind. Okay, so did you send it to Telegram at Blazing Press? You sent it to @Blazing Press. So if you're on Telegram, just send it to @Blazing Press. Okay, then she should have it, and I'll ask her if she hasn't already sent it to me. All right, guys, I've got to be somewhere right now, and I'll be back in about an hour and a half, okay? God bless. Have a great night. The Lord bless you.